This poem is about a curious couple, is what I called it. It was about Ned and Mary. Actually, Mary, we know her as Suya, because no matter what she'd say, if someone did something, anything wrong, she'd say, I'll sue you. So we called her Suya. I knew them well in yonder day, when life was but a handy pace. Days were long, early hours to pace the day, no hurry, no haste. Their stock were few, and all food needed most they grew. No great taste for financial gain, just a peaceful couple whose curiosity was great. The latest news, that's what lit their flame. Their eyes would glow and their mouths would go. Their pace of words would sometimes tumble, one word over another. Not all was true, what they declared, but they were like a boat without a rudder. The name was Ned, and her we called Suya. For every wrong, no matter how little, she would say, I'll sue you. Bent from work in the fields day by day, but yet still happy to wait for evening, when ramblers would come to make it all worthwhile. Suya would make the tea and give a scone or two to hear the news. Sitting on stools outside the door, Suya, whose real name was Mary, sitting on the stile. With feet tucked in, now everything ready, Suya's delight. The conversation begins, who's dead? The trace begins. The relations always stop with Suya. Ned, we have to go to that funeral. Ned answered, Mary, you're right. The scandals, the ghost stories, Ned was great to tell. The souls they came at night after 12, that to be home he would yell. The banshee says, I often hear, she tells me who's going to die soon. She could be mean and tell you that you're going to hell. There were times when a stranger would come with the crowd to listen to the stories. I often seen them rise with fright upon their face. When to the yard they would go, the studs on the road would crack at speed to home in case Ned would call their name. The neighbours would ridicule him afterwards to his awful shame. The roars of laughter, the ramblers' delight to see how Ned could give fright. They all enjoyed the stories, information told. Not a word, not all was true, their delight. Ned and Mary, now gone, and so many of the crew. That was my delight, to be one of them, all that crew, all that I knew.